One, two, three. Just me? Fuck you guys.
All right, you've tuned into the Casual Setting
What a
podcast.
great way to start today's episode.
Fuck, shit, dude. I'm your host. I'm Ryan. You can find me at Young Tyrant. I got my co-host here. It's the internet's own Miggy D.
Miggy D, also a Twitch streamer now. I've been verified by myself. I tried to get actually verified, but I can't be bothered to look up how to do it, so I'm just gonna say it's official.
You can find him at Stoic Prick. Fucking shit. We also got the invulnerable, always in your bitches DMs, VTech, Daniel. What's going on, Dan?
Insert turbo noises here. Thank you very much.
The ever elusive Turbo VTech.
And I think the only person to ever install a program that isn't in their native language. Good fucking job. We got our guest, Nicholas. Nick, say hi.
Des. Hello.
Fucking
That would
call
be
this
really
the
proud of
train
you.
wreck episode, son of a bitch. All right, so
I just want to say I'm very proud of the direction this is headed so far.
yeah. I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are.
I think it's great.
Oh, by the way, you have to edit this next episode, so have fun with that. Moving on.
I hope it never sees the light of the day.
Oh, it will.
All right, so how's everyone's weekend been going? We're recording this on a Sunday.
It's been
It's a
great.
beautiful Sunday.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Fire
Yeah, how's
Emblem.
Professional team fight tactics.
Yeah, I've actually been getting into that with you along with Valorant. Before that, though, Dan, you said you've been really enjoying Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. 3 hours.
Boy, that was a great review of Fire Emblem, so make sure to go down to GameStop and pick up your copy today, kids.
Nice to see we got that day one IGN review of Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
You guys didn't tell me you were sellouts.
Oh yeah,
that
Nick.
has been our that is our.
Gonna need that sponsorship right now. Thank you, Nintendo.
We're not in it to win it. We're in it to fuck up. And business is damn good.
I mean,
I
yeah.
want to be able to look back at this in 10 years, sitting atop my Doritos throne and laugh.
So,
So yeah, I can't believe I was such a scrub back then.
I can't believe I didn't have a Gucci belt back then.
How
I
disappointing,
can't
Ryan.
believe I hadn't bought a pair of Yeezys yet.
So Nick, you've been playing some Teamfight Tactics and been getting into Valorant.
Fire
How you feel about
Emblem.
Well,
What are both of those things? I'm a boomer, and I need somebody to break it down for me. Valorant sounds like a type of deodorant.
You need to put the Benny Hill theme over this while we explain things to you and just come back with it. Be like, I still don't understand shit.
Valorant is a tactical first-person shooter from the ambitious game company Riot Games.
Riot Games, never heard of them. What do they do?
Riot Games, well, they have made the most ambitious MOBA game of the century, League of Legends.
Never heard of it.
Okay,
Sounds kind of whack, honestly.
Yeah.
Is it like a fantasy draft thing?
Kinda. When you get into that select.
Okay, I feel like I'm about to open a big old can of worms right now. It was just a joke. I know what League of Legends is.
Fantasy, dude.
It's a fucking fantasy fighting game.
Dude, I could picture that on the Steam store page. Fucking top sellers fantasy draft for incels. Fuck yeah. Oh my god. Okay. So,
Oh god.
So yeah, Nick's been all over playing Teamfight Tactics and Valorant.
yeah.
Yes. Very fun games. Teamfight Tactics is made for you casual gamers out there. Very just chill, relax, simple game on the surface, but actually really dives deep in the strategy involved.
I don't know. It's
No, it
pretty
doesn't.
smooth brain shit. That's why I like it.
Try to give an honest review over here, man.
If there was a game filled with more shit, it would be Teamfight Tactics.
I tried getting into Teamfight Tactics, but then again, I'm not really into League of Legends to begin with. So the times that I have played, I was just getting coached on what to do. He was just like, move your unit here, move it over there. I was like, but why should I? He's like, just do it. I was like, fine, I guess I'm not going to be able to play a game today.
As someone that's not into League of Legends either, I like Teamfight Tactics. I'm slowly starting to like League of Legends more, but I don't think I'll ever be into a competitive vibe of League of Legends. Teamfight Tactics is good though. I like it. It's chill.
I just feel like the
Yeah,
community for competitive League of Legends has a long way to go before it's welcoming of new people again.
I think it's because it's such a slow paced meta right now, or has been for the past like year or two.
Yeah, Nick, weren't you saying they like every season they add in a new character and like it's not the full roster of the League of Legends thing in Teamfight Tactics?
Yeah, it's like they call them like sets, and they're like just a portion of the characters, and they give them new origins based on like skins that they have. It's pretty cool, pretty innovative.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Oh wow, stuff tied to lore. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I actually started playing that new trading card game, The Legend of Runeterra from Riot Games.
I
Have you
actually
guys,
tried that
been
out.
playing that?
Yeah, it's actually I liked it once I got the hang of it.
Yeah.
excuse me.
So, oh, thank you.
Sorry for not muting my mic. Though, feel like I did the other 5 times
All right,
I've
I guess we're gonna have
before.
to we're gonna have to restart.
Okay,
Goddamn it.
okay.
Put a
Pausing. Deleting this
limiter?
recording.
put a limiter, put some auto tune on it, and put a trap beat behind it. We're fine, dude.
Just add like Eurobeat music behind my burp, and you'll be good.
Deja vu.
Gas, gas.
Man. Speaking of beats, yeah. So I feel like it's pertinent to announce here on the casual setting that we're official now. We got copyright striked in our second YouTube upload.
Fuck.
See what happens
So
when you don't have
it's
me
great
on?
to know that we're in the big time.
Hell yeah.
I honestly thought our first like strike against the channel, like by the way, that channel's only been up for a week. By the way, oh god, I fucking love our incompetence. But I honestly thought it was gonna be me to start it. Like I was actually thinking about it just the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna say something that's gonna fuck us over so bad.
Don't worry, I put non-safe for work tags all the time. Well, during the uploading process, they're like, "Is this made for children?" I said, "Hell no." I don't want anyone under the age of 18 listening to this podcast because they're not going to be able to relate to me at all.
Honestly, same.
I mean, are they going to be able to fully grasp the intricacies of Mick Gordon? In your case, are they going to be able to fully appreciate the masterpiece that is RoboCop?
RoboCop, is that like a Terminator sequel?
RoboCop is the superior Terminator.
I
will be glad to pull you. I will pull you into a hole of things we could talk about as far as RoboCop is concerned because it is a great movie. Not the remake.
I'm just saying, nothing beats a good Die Hard.
I was watching that movie earlier, actually.
John McClane.
Which one?
John McClane. I was watching Die Hard 2.
Hell yeah.
So I've only ever seen the first movie, and then I've played one of the Die Hard games
arcade
for the
games?
GameCube. I can't remember which one it was. No, not the arcade game. The one on the GameCube. And the only reason I liked playing it was because it was one of the first games to introduce slow motion physics with bullet time and shit like that.
That was the first person shooter, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
It was
God.
pretty sweet.
I barely remember that game.
Oh, well,
The game was fun.
I guess we're not going to talk about it anymore then, since you don't remember it.
That's not what I
ever
said.
played on a GameCube was Animal Crossing.
And
Oh,
I think you made a good decision with that. I think you made a good decision with that.
Didn't own a GameCube.
And look at you now, Nick. You're still playing Animal Crossing, but on the Nintendo Switch.
Why, yes, I am.
Why are you playing Animal Crossing when you could be playing quality games like Raid,
Yeah.
Shadow Legends?
Oh my! Speaking of,
Sorry.
I have actually been playing Raid Shadow Legends. Like seriously,
Oh,
no
okay.
meme.
Oh my god.
No
really?
cap. No cap.
Yeah, and let me
No
tell
cap,
you,
no filter.
it's a fun game. If
All right,
you can,
he's gonna
if
go
you
and edit
don't-
this shit out. I'm gonna leave. All right, I'm out. You guys don't want to record an actual podcast? I'm cool, dude. Whatever.
Wait,
Fuck
but
off.
I'm talking about Raid Shadow Legends.
Go ahead.
If you can get past literally, it's so awful because there's like it's so awful because there's like 30. You have to exit out of 30 offers before you can play the game. Every
Oh,
time
yeah.
you open it up.
Yeah, I actually downloaded it too because I figure after seeing it pop up on over 50 YouTube videos, I finally decided, you know what? I'm not downloading it just because I want to play it, but I want to support this content creator. They'll get like $5
That's what
if
I
I
did.
download it using
Yeah.
their code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad, and in my opinion, it's just one of those things that it doesn't do anything to actually like. Hey, this is distinct from every other mobile game. It's like, all right. It's okay.
Well,
I
my
guess.
only problem with it is my problem with that game and any other game is that it auto plays. You could set up an option to just literally just sit back and watch the work be done for you, and I always feel like that takes away from a gaming experience.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to watch a movie or something, then I would go on YouTube or Netflix or whatever pirated website.
Yeah.
Whoa, we acquire all of our content legally.
Well, I'm just saying for the adults that probably pirate, not myself. I would never do
Nick.
something like that.
At one point, this dude had fucking Pirates Bay on his home fucking screen. He had an actual shortcut to it. Nick, don't no. You can't.
Act like I still don't have that shortcut.
It's for quick and easy access before you can doubt your decision that you've made.
Yeah. Is that still
But,
around?
The Pirate Bay? I don't know. Why don't somebody go find out? Somebody in the comment section,
Yes,
please
it's
tell us
still
if the
around.
Pirate Bay. Okay, well, what mystery solved.
All right, how much
victory
EXP
music.
do we get for that?
We get 50. I want to spec that into my charisma.
All right. Dan gets the most gil because he said. Yeah, because Fire Emblem, and he's holding a gun up to my sternum.
Hey, fun fact: Pirate Bay is now hosted by Christmas Island domain.
Christmas Island?
Yeah, whatever the hell that is.
I have no idea why, but Christmas Island has a lot more threatening energy than Pirates Bay.
Yeah.
Like, Pirates Bay will, like, pull down your pants in the middle of, like, class where everyone can see you, but Christmas Island will, like, stab you the second you go down the wrong alley. Like, that's the vibe that I get from that.
It's funny that you mentioned Christmas because I was at work and for whatever reason, Christmas music just popped into my head. I don't know. Maybe it was because I was super tired and irritated and just my mind just started to wander. And I started singing whatever song was in my head. And then I thought, well, I kind of want to make a music career based around remixing Christmas songs to be just played all year round. You know what I mean? If I were to put my torch on any mantle, that's the one I want to die on.
Cool. So you're gonna have two French Montana remixes of Jingle Bell Rock. Got it.
Never
Wonderful.
French Montana. Kendrick Lamar, buddy.
Oh, you're aiming high.
The finest quality.
Man, you really want to die on that hill, don't you?
Yeah, eventually I'll be able to make it onto Machine Gun Kelly's track features.
All right, just gonna stay far away from that.
Oh God.
That's fine. One of us has got to make the moolah for this podcast.
Zing.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've just been playing that card game. I heard somebody describe it as Hearthstone, but better.
Okay.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I never really played Hearthstone that long, but I did hear that once you got into it, there wasn't really much to keep you invested. I heard that they added like quests and stuff like that to Hearthstone, but even then, it wasn't that good.
What I didn't like about Hearthstone is like I played at the beginning and I took an extended break, and when I came back to it, I was just getting dumpstered because everybody had gained all these cards that I had not gained because I wasn't playing. And it's pretty much you had to play the game to be good, which I guess that's for all games, but it was not very welcoming as a shitter dog like me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so far what I like about this game is that I could just literally just play against the AI. I don't know. I don't remember if Hearthstone had a AI thing too the last time I played, but I know that they put you up against real players, and like Nick was saying, I just kept getting my ass handed to me, so I just wasn't having any fun at all. And I feel like, can you just put me in a ball pit with a bunch of people that also have little interest in this stuff, but also want to try to find something to grab onto?
What I like about Legends of Runeterra is that it gives a chance for Riot to expand the lore on like the lesser known peoples of their universe, because in League of Legends it's all about the champions and the heroes. This one's you get a bunch of backstory on all those small towns and where people are from, and I thought that was really cool, just like seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of the actual like League of Legends fan base that legitimately gives a shit about the stories. And to be fair, like back when I used to follow League of Legends a little more, I'm slowly getting back into it. When they had the character trailers, they would work them in to be really interesting, and that's pretty cool that they're taking more of a focus on that.
Yeah, I think a good story is a very solid foundation for a good game.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely.
I just want to talk like so much shit about League of Legends right now.
All right, hold on. We're definitely gonna need to get some more music for that. Let's get a drift in.
We are poking fire right now. I can hear Daniel's engine just revving up.
Just like for the past 5 minutes, just put like ominous like boss music, just slowly getting louder.
Put the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure menacing thing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, go off, King.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I just said I wanted to. I'm gonna be nice this episode.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So
nice ish.
Well, I mean, you said the crux of a good, or like one of the building blocks to a good game is a good story, and I think that's interesting because lately, as I do like, seems like every other month, I do a playthrough of a Fallout 1, and it's one of my favorite stories in a nonfiction setting or fiction, fake, whatever, fantasy setting.
Wait, so Fallout actually happened?
Yeah.
What the hell? What was I doing?
Russia.
Why wasn't I made?
80s.
Why wasn't I made aware of it?
Chernobyl. That's a joke.
Russia, 80s.
Work with it. I don't give a shit. But it's one of my favorite stories within a fantasy setting because there's a lot of little elements in it that seem like it'd be like that's something how like humans would actually react.
Yeah.
Like the actual way that the universe itself operates within this fantasy setting is human, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what is anything? It doesn't even have to be a fantasy setting. It could be a movie or something like that. Because I feel like oftentimes, like, people just don't know how to write, interactions that are believable or things that are, that make sense. What are times where you're just like, I was taken aback by that because I get where it comes from.
Mine would have to be the Nintendo 3DS Hot Wheels World's Best Driver. It made me feel like a race king. I remember playing that game while I was on road trips with my family. Oh my god, I felt like I was the Hot Wheel.
I feel like I just want to get in my car and just drive it right through your fucking house, Nick.
All right, now jump that over with the word drift.
Yeah, my bad, drift. Sorry, broke character real quick. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. I have years of Hot Wheels experience.
Good luck. I'm behind 9 firewalls. All right, so Nick beamed up his fucking answer.
I can give you a real one.
This game actually does look dope though, no cap. Downloading the emulator.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Hot Wheels games are actually really fun.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know why it's so stupid. I had one for the Game Boy. It was so much fun.
There's one for the GameCube that I really like. I'm trying to remember what it is, but yeah. Anyone else have any other answers? God damn it, Nick.
I mean, okay, so could you like rephrase the question?
Yeah.
Remind me what the question was.
I
was mind blown. I forgot everything for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was really ass at wording that. Is there anything in a form of media? Doesn't have to be nonfiction or fictional. It doesn't really matter. But anything that has really taken you aback, where you're just like, yeah, I kind of understand that. Like if you were in their position, like that's a decision that you'd make. It's something that's believable, in a piece of media.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's probably a little dated or a little like neckbeard cringy to say, but the Watchmen movie.
It was
a great movie.
Yeah, I was actually gonna word that as an example because you and I talk about it like every couple months. But go ahead.
Every so often we just start talking about either The Watchmen or RoboCop, which is a good movie if any of you have ever seen it before. The original, not the remake.
It slaps.
I feel like I have mentioned that already. But no, But the movie that really took me aback was The Watchmen. The moment where what was the guy's name? Dr. Manhattan. It was the big reveal of the okay. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
There's a big bomb dropped in the middle of the city, and Ozymandias disguised made it look like it was Dr. Manhattan that did it. And it was revealed to Dr. Manhattan. He was just like, "Oh my God, this is how things need to be done."
Yeah.
I was one of those things where I was like, I hate the fact that I really agree with them that that it had to be portrayed that way.
Yeah.
In order for people to come together against one great evil. Yeah, one common foe. And it's still to this day I think about that. Even at the end where Rorschach goes in and he's just like, "No, I'm gonna be the good guy, or I want to be the honest one here. If anybody here is going to be the person to spill the beans on this whole situation, it's going to be me because the people deserve to know the truth."
Yeah.
And what was the line? He was just like, "We'll have peace, but peace based on a lie." And he's like, "But it will be peace." And it's, oh man, it's such a good scene because they're just like, yeah, we don't want it this way. We want to find it another way. Let's find it by killing some more Vietnams.
yeah. No, like that's, oh man, I kind of want to look up the thing myself, but I'm trying to remember just what it is. Watchmen is a perfect example of that, like of what I'm trying to say. Like it doesn't even have to be like a tough decision like that. It's just anything that you find believable, and I really feel like that's why the Watchmen is so revered in comic books, movies, and everything else like that. It's tough decision.
Not everybody good is entirely good, and not everybody bad is strictly bad. You can kind of see from both angles, which is why I think it's really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also one of my favorite movies because of the ending. It wasn't one that's just super sweet, fireworks going off in the background, everybody just cheering and throwing parties and stuff. You know, they had peace, but as the viewer, you know what it cost for that. And I feel like it was something that's not really common as far as big budget movies go. And I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, no,
I haven't actually read the comics either, but I hear that the comics do a much better job of it too. Though I was a little, I was a little hesitant to pick up the comic because I heard that there was no bomb. It was just like a giant squid monster with psychic abilities.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
And 18-year-old me thought that was the stupidest thing ever to exist in the history of ever. So I wanted nothing to do with it, and I just wanted to keep the movie as pure as possible in my mind.
It's Alan Moore, dude. He was like, why the fuck not? He's like, I'm gonna piss off people anyways.
It couldn't be a giant testicle, so it's going to be a squid.
Anyone else? Yeah, that's great.
It's an affront to the male hierarchy. That's what it really means.
HR Giger in the back doesn't look phallic enough. Anyone else have any answers for that? I know it's kind of a weird question.
That's all right. I got the best answer. Everyone else.
Yeah,
is
it's a pretty good answer. I don't know. Nothing's really coming to mind.
It's too specific. I think that's the issue with the question.
It's not that it's too specific.
I have noticed that as I grow older, I actually agree with more bad guys in movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me the bad guy.
I didn't realize I had Billie Eilish in here.
Yeah.
Same, man. I went back and rewatched Dennis the Menace, and I kind of feel like a dirty person now for ever having agreed with that kid. It's just like all Mr. Wilson wanted to do was just barbecue and enjoy time with his wife, and this little shit next door doesn't know to just leave him alone. And his parents, what were his parents doing? Why were they just letting him bother him to no end? No supervision.
Hell yeah.
Why did he get a pass at every instance? He ruined a perfectly good barbecue. Oh, I'm sorry. I just feel like I needed to get that off my chest after seeing that movie so many times.
So brave.
Class.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no. Thanks for actually like answering that, because
you're welcome.
As I was like going over that in my head, I was like, this isn't gonna come out right. And what
actually answering that?
No, well, it's one of those things. Like, I'm surprised I got a single answer out of it. Like, because
but you got two answers out of it.
Was the first one really an answer?
I think it was an answer.
Yeah.
That might be the only answer that
really
makes the final
passionate
cut.
about that. Wait a minute.
You're gonna
I'm
have to fight
sorry, Nick. I'm sorry, Nick.
I feel like if we would have been live streaming it, there would have been a bunch of donations thrown at Nick for that.
Yeah.
Such bravery, being able to take such a brave stance for Micro Machines or Hot Wheels. I mean,
Whoa. What did you just say?
The only other thing I have to add to that is the only reason why I kind of find there's multiple reasons to find Fallout 1 kind of realistic, but it's the ending. It's the canonical ending, which, spoilers ahead, but Fallout 1's been out forever and you're probably not going to play it. So
yeah, probably not. But anyways,
True.
Yeah, honestly, not too many people like those isometric RPGs. When you've gone through everything, got the water chip, destroyed the mutant master, met all these people and just surmounted so many different odds, you're met by the overseer when you go back, and he meets you outside the vault, and he congratulates you on everything you've done, and he says, I did not give you an easy task in the beginning, and I didn't give you more easy tasks after that. He says you met it with overwhelming, excellence. He basically says, like, you're wounded, yet you're still standing before me, and you're ready to take on anything. And he's like, which is why I can't let you back in the vault. He's like, you're a hero. And he says, and that's the problem. It's like, if you go back in the vault, he's like, everyone's going to learn about what you've done. They're going to look up to you. They're going to want to be like you, and they're going to want to leave the vault. He's like, I can't risk an entire generation of humanity thinking they could be exactly like you when only one of you comes every so often. And he's like, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And the last scene that you see in that game is a cut scene of you walking with your head down, multiple bandages on your body, with your gun at your side and everything. No companions near you, not even dog meat. And you're walking off into the desert. And the song that plays is I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire.
Oh,
it is
shoot the overseer. I'm confused.
Well, that's the thing. If you have the bloody mess perk, you shoot the overseer and he gets like half of his body torn up and you leave still. So canonically you leave, yeah. But the beginning of Fallout 2 kind of makes it better because essentially what happens is because you've done so good, you essentially build a rapport, and people still leave the vault anyways, but they leave the vault with you to basically go start another colony, and that's how Fallout 2 starts.
Oh.
Yeah, so it has a happy ending. It's just like, imagine me being, 8 or 9 and finishing that game and just being like, cool, I'm the hero, and then after that ending, it's like, cool, this fucking sucks. But
I won, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's understandable because you get where the overseer is coming from.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. You don't want the people to get any glimmer of hope and thinking they could be their own person. He'd rather leave them in a state to where they're wanting to be directed and controlled and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he may not be doing it for the best reason, but he's doing he's doing it for their safety. And it's just one of those things that it made me think a lot about.
He thinks he knows better.
Yeah,
that thinks that that actually kind of makes me reminds me of the Injustice games storyline, or no, not the story, just the games, but also the comic books too. Do you remember where Superman started the regime? His whole thing was, I'm the strongest person in the world. Everybody always turns to me for help and to save them and stuff like that. So I think I know what's best for everybody, and I think it would be essential to your survival if you just don't argue with me, or else I'm gonna laser beam your brains out.
Oh.
No, yeah. In case
you did that to a kid, by the way.
Yeah, in case you guys aren't familiar with Injustice essentially involves the Joker pulling the worst joke he could have ever done and pissing off Superman, and Superman's like, I'm tired of Batman and everyone else letting these guys go free. I'm gonna stop evil at its place forever. So essentially what he does is he goes around stopping every single war, every single criminal by just outright killing them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Obviously, Batman has a problem with that because, he's the cog in the machine, as always. If he's not the one coming up with the solution, then obviously he has a problem with it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Batman's logic is if we stoop down to their level, we're no better than them. So that's where the whole Injustice plot kind of originates. It's the whole thing where it's like Superman has crossed that line, and
That's why I think Batman's weak as fuck.
Okay.
Why? Because he's not willing to cross the line
Yeah, because he
and
doesn't
kill
want, like,
at least one person.
he's getting fucking bullied around by the Joker and the Penguin and all them, and
Mhm.
time again. And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna beat your ass, but don't do it again." And what happens a year later? Oh shit! They robbed another bank. Well, fuck. How could I have stopped that? I don't know. Killed him a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. That's at the core of Batman's psyche, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's. I think hard choices are an easy way to write in believability into stories. I can't really see how they've been abused in writing, but I personally think, in my opinion, I'm going to be wrong about this, but it's an easy way to add in a good bullet point to a story or a series. Hey, so here's a topic we can go into. Nick, how do you install a fucking program that's not your native language? How do you install Audacity in Korean?
Oh, well, fun fact. All right, so I'm installing this program, and when you install it, it says, "What language do you want to install it in?" And I was just fiddling around with all right, so now you hit tab, it will go to that box. I hit tab, I hit K, and I guess I hit K, and as I clicked finish, and it started installing in Korean. And yeah, so I stopped it and reinstalled it in English. The king's English. There's a little teacup and everything.
Oh my god.
I mean, with as much debt as this country's been plunged into, we're probably going to be looking to borrow some money from some of our foreign neighbors, so it might do us well to be learning some Korean or Chinese.
China.
Yeah, you definitely want to learn Korean.
You going to be able to help us out with that one, Dan?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
I mean,
All right.
I have no knowledge of this, but I heard Korean is one of the easier Asian
It
languages
is.
to learn.
Oh.
Chinese is probably the hardest.
Yeah.
We have someone we can go verify that with, but
I'd rather not.
Call in an expert.
No, thanks. I am the expert. I am Asian, unlike someone who thinks he is Asian. Just saying.
drifted.
Damn, Ryan, you've been out at
Yeah.
Dan fucking
Daniel's over
VTech,
here.
yeah.
Daniel's over here. He's a race trader.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
That's a good one.
This is a friendly server. We don't shoot at each other. Come on, guys. Let's keep.
You know,
this
we were
together.
actually doing a pretty good job of not racially charging the podcast. Besides my intro, and we always
We always start with racism. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Sit down, boy. I need to talk to you.
Who's the Japanese kids you've been talking to? You know what? That's something we can talk about. What?
I don't want to talk about waifus. We're not talking about waifus.
That's not what I was gonna say.
The weebs aren't here. Leave it out.
Boy, why is your body pillow crusty?
Oh god.
Christ.
Okay, let's talk about waifus. Nada, go.
what new music have you guys been getting into,
Raven
or what?
Simone. What? Oh, sorry. That was the waifu question, not the music question.
Everybody has their queen.
Shit.
Everybody has their queen. No laughing.
Okay, let's try that again. I'm sorry.
All
Ryan.
right, music.
Go
No,
next.
Cut.
No, leave that in. That was great. What music have you guys been listening to lately?
Dan, you go first.
Ah, shit. Here we go again. I don't know. Nothing new, really. I don't know. I just feel like the state of music isn't that great right now, or hasn't been that good for a long time. So I'm just listening to the same music I listen to. I don't really ever come across anything new that I like, or if I do, it's just like one song. Baby metal.
Baby metal, yeah.
Baby metal. Tenacious D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just mainly metal. Sprinkle with something like J-pop up in that bitch.
Yeah.
As I do.
All right. If you guys like a little bit of that awkward rap,
No.
All right. Not for you. I know Miguel.
Yeah, I know.
My
Those two might.
Hobo Johnson is an up and coming artist. I think he is actually really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like his off-kilter vocal stylings. Like, I wasn't able to really describe or put into a label, but the other day we were in Discord and Ryan said he was like spoken word. I said, okay, I would definitely put him into that category. And he has a tendency in his music to just kind of ramble on a topic and these emotions and stuff. It's just something that I always enjoy. I don't know why. I just kind of enjoy people. It seems like he's kind of just getting stuff off of his chest and airing it out and letting whatever falls out of his mouth just free flow out. And that's why one of the reasons why I like Hobo Johnson and Earl Sweatshirt is much the same, but he's a lot more eloquent about it.
Wait, sorry, what was that? Earl Sweatshirt?
Yeah, Earl Sweatshirt from the Odd Future gang.
Yeah, if you're into kind of that honest, introspective stuff, Earl has it in spades. Earl has stuff that will legitimately be like, all right, let me turn this off for a little bit because I'm going somewhere where he obviously doesn't want me to be. Because there's some shit in there that I've related to too much, and I look back at the lyrics, it's like, yeah, I shouldn't be relating to that.
If you're having a good day, don't listen to it. If you're having a bad day, you shouldn't listen to it, but it might make you feel better.
And it is startling how much his newer stuff differs from any other stuff, which is any of his older material. Like he doesn't care about being catchy. He doesn't care about. I don't think he cares about being liked. I legitimately think that if he didn't have the following that he had right now, I think he'd still be rapping the same way. Simply because he's so disillusioned with fame and everything else that, like, some people say, like, yeah, he purposely sabotaged his own fame, and I think he did it on purpose. Like, I think he planned everything out.
Yeah. Well, then I feel like some artists, I can't name any off the top of my head, but I know the thought has come across my mind, but some artists, they're just so used to riding the success train that they kind of lose their edge and they just kind of keep sounding the same over and over again. And so they just kind of have to feel it. I feel maybe he got into a headspace where he felt like he had to just break it down to start all over again. Just that's probably where he gets most of his creativity too, is just trying to make new stuff, something different without having anything to refer to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
Did you ever watch that video I sent you, Ryan?
The one about the anime openings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was cool.
Did you realize like how America's is always just like rock?
Yeah, it's like
rock, or just like super like electric heavy.
The one I will stand by, and I legitimately like it, and some people have actually said like it sparked. It's one of like the new eras of hardcore right now. Is the Power Rangers theme song, and I can see it sadly. like it's kind of just bled into shit, and it makes sense because those kids who are like playing hardcore now, they had the same childhood I did, so they would have grown up with Power Rangers. You know, they would have grown up in the heyday of its America release. I think that's cool. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z. So
I don't remember how the Power Ranger song went.
It's a lot of soloing.
Go Power Rangers.
So that's the only part I remember is the Go Power.
Yeah. It's honestly like a simpler Dragon Force.
So just put Go Power Rangers over Through the Fire and Flames. Got it.
It's if Dragon Force, instead of playing like huge arenas, they were playing like a tailgate at a stadium for like a football game.
Playing at their local bar.
Yeah. And they all had a skin tight tiger pants, dude.
It's Dragon Force if they were asked to write the intro music to a freaking Sentai show that they've only seen maybe 2 clips from. So got it, Power Rangers.
I mean, Dragon Force did do music for Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wow.
Same with Avenged Sevenfold, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think
sellouts.
I don't remember which Call of Duty Dragon Force did. It wasn't this one. It was Black Ops, the last Black Ops.
Wait, Call of Duty, what happened? What?
Dragon Force did music for Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, we're not jumping off the podcast to go play Call of Duty yet, Nick. We'll let you know.
All right, let's just record our Warzone, communications, our comms on Warzone. That could be a podcast in itself.
So me and Ryan just crying for help while you and Nick just freaking dome
mow
everybody.
down people, mow down nerds that are like, hey, look, these guys are disappearing when they hit this hill. Let's go see what that's about.
I like how like when the game gets like closer to us winning, like me and Nick always just get a lot more serious. We're just like, all right, yeah, okay, I'm reloading here. Okay, guy on the left. Okay, armoring up. Okay, and it's just like we get super serious, like we're we're professional players or something. It's great. I love it.
Because if we survived trolling for the first half, we deserve to win the second half.
Yeah, we deserve.
It's a good way of explaining it, actually. Yeah, no.
As a meat shield, I can concur.
Yeah, I'm honestly proud to be a meat shield in this operation, but this meat shield has weird moments where it's like, oh yeah, Ryan just cleared out. Ryan just cleared out the entire squad
Ryan
by
just
himself.
went like Super Saiyan, just cleared out a whole 2-story building by himself, killed 10 guys.
Yeah, Dan.
What happened?
Dan turns away for 5 seconds. It's like he's talking to Nick, and I just run up. Hey, where were you? Team wipe.
Ryan be that guy where he gets the freaking which grenade do you always use?
The thermite.
And
Thermite.
it just like powers up in his hand when he throws it, and it just obliterates everything in the game. Like I don't understand.
So
like thermite grenade, and it's just like, did he just throw a nuke? What happened? Like what was that?
Ryan will disappear downtown. He'll pop out of an alleyway wearing people's outside or insides on his outsides. Where'd you go, Ryan?
This guy's a mile away on a rooftop, and I have the thermite in my hand. I'm like, so you've chosen death.
And I'm just cowering in the corner, just like, oh god, the things I've witnessed, the horror.
And as I have my bloody hands, I'm just patting Miguel's shoulders. Hey, Dad, we gotta get going. Circle's closing in.
Literally just dripping blood from the face.
I thought you threw a thermite. Why are they bleeding? No, Call of Duty Warzone is one of the more enjoyable battle royales. I was
talking to my coworker about it too. Like, I think we've talked about it before too. How it introduces a new flavor to. Well, it's its own flavor of battle royale, and mainly the fact that it's Call of Duty, but in battle royale. But you get a second chance.
Yeah. I think
you got to
or a third, or a fifth, or a 10th, depending on how many times we revive Ryan.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, if your beat bag's pretty good, you're gonna want him around a lot. So getting about a good 7 revives. Sometimes I don't even touch the ground, but that means the enemy doesn't get to touch their fucking weapon again. In fact, they don't even get to breathe because they reveal their position.
We're mostly there as a second pair of eyes as well as meat shields. We also carry extra packs of armor that doesn't get broken.
I just like the part where I'm bleeding out and the enemy's bleeding out before me, but they're doing it faster. So before the light leaves my eyes, I get to see it leave theirs. That's cool. That was a cool neat little trick the developers put in.
I think that's a special feature just for you, Ryan.
Yeah, probably. I see red. Whenever one of us enters a gulag and we get a kill, it smells like bitch in here.
They should just do the stimulus thing and trios already.
Wait, stimulus thing? They're going to give you an extra $1,200 to start
in solos right now. If you have $4,500 on your body, you just skip the gulag and you go straight to that. So, like, if you're a rich boy, you just go straight back to battling.
I feel like there's a bourgeois joke in there somewhere, but I haven't figured it out yet. Future me, remember that. Editing me, remember to make a joke about that.
Yeah, they're
something
like
about Nick being an aristocrat. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. I on all intents and purposes, there's a lot of dumb shit like the akimbo crap, like that.
They fixed it.
I need to go download that update because I did hear they fixed it a little more, but it's just one of those things that, like, we've gotten to a point where everyone on the team has been doing good. Like me, Miguel, Dan and Nick. Dan and Nick, of course, had more kills, but it's like everyone, hasn't died yet. Mm-hmm. Everyone's armored up. We're all kitted out. We got our fucking loadout and everything. Everyone's on top of their game. and then I'll be the first one to die. It's always like this. I'll be the first one to die, down the stairs for whatever reason, and then the second I say it's Akimbo's, like everyone just knows it's like, all right, we're not getting out alive. Like you either abandon the situation now, or no one's getting out alive. Akimbos are that unfair. There's no downside to having them.
Yeah.
They literally haven't learned from the first Modern Warfare where you had model, 1887s that could just kill from across the map.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's the Call of Duty equivalent to the Wilhelm scream. It's always going to be there, no matter how much you don't want it to be. It's going to pop its head up sooner or later.
Can we talk about how fucking broken the RPGs are too?
Yeah,
fix that too.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, you don't die to one RPG anymore.
Oh, thank God, because I'm still going to.
Oh, I thought he said RPG, and that totally switched my mindset. I was like, oh yeah, we can talk about Final Fantasy VII again.
I'm actually mad that that's only on the PS4, the remake. Or, the PlayStation.
Because it's on the superior console.
It's true.
Hater.
Not bad. Let me just get the C out of my PC and replace it with an S real quick. Maybe it'll transform.
And then you got to put a 4 in there too. No, don't worry. We're just beta testing it for you, Daniel. We'll have it refined by the time. We'll have it refined and ready to go by next summer.
Good.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you not pay twice for wanting to use your internet? How dare you? Oh my God. Fucking Warzone, dude. That is a different animal in itself. I think one of the best things it does is what you said, is that it gives you shit to do in between combat. But the thing that I don't like is it still has that Call of Duty jank. And I think
that's jank.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, campers. That's part of the Call of Duty jank, and of course the perks. The perks do kind of make things like all weird. I think it makes it interesting. I do think you do need a good amount of jank in something to make it better. But yeah. I think there's just too much of the Call of Duty formula within that, so much so that I gotta be honest, like Call of Duty Battle Royale, like when someone first said it, like if it wasn't for the massive amount of people playing it right now, I would have been like, dude, that sounds fucking horrible.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm not the best person at FPSs.
Oh, I'm complete garbage at first-person shooters as well. But like I said, I really enjoyed the flavor because Call of Duty is one of my favorite shooters, right next to Halo. I mean, I'm still holding my breath, waiting to see if there's going to be a Halo Battle Royale.
That would
be really cool. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we already kind of have it with SWAT. It's team based, but still.
Yeah, oh god, Halo Battle.
I could definitely see some big map variants of that SWAT and stuff.
That would be really fun, actually. Who knows? Maybe Bungie already has their own little like Battle Royale setup.
I feel like it wouldn't be like. I don't think they would implement that many players like Call of Duty. I feel like I feel like it'd be like the size of like an Apex match, like about 60 or so.
I honestly really like the size of Apex matches. Like I can see why Call of Duty has it, and it does drum up a little bit more, anticipation for that final standoff. But I like Apex's player base. I mean, the servers handle a little bit better too, no doubt.
Yeah, I just wish the game was better.
Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be an update where they're supposed to have like some kind of PvE event.
Yeah, that's a reason why I was going to go back and actually play Apex again, because I heard that was PvE. Because don't get me wrong, I enjoy hanging out with my friends and playing PvP stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just want to play the game by myself. But the only way to do that is with and against other people. And sometimes that's not always fun because, as I already said, I'm pretty garbage at shooting games. And so it'd just be nice to just be able to sit there and shoot AI in the skin while wearing the, Apex Legends skin. The game that comes close to what I want in a PvP or PvE was Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Simply because it gave you a bunch of stuff to do. It was a good mix of PvP and PvE stuff, but I never really, as far as I know, the only thing that I didn't like about it was that didn't seem to be a huge range of weapons in the game. I felt like I was just using the same stuff over and over again. I felt like there was no point using like an SMG when I already had a scout rifle that could do all this damage.
Yeah.
And why would I try to grind for certain gear that's not going to give me the effects and stuff that I want? I just wish there was ways that I could. There was more customization. As maybe there is. I just didn't play it enough. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's also why I became disillusioned with Destiny 2. But then they really ramping up this next update, and I really hope it's great because it's just one of those things that it's like I have so many exotics in that game, and you know that also becomes down to it where it's like some exotics operate like other ones. There's not a lot of variety in that. It's so much so that I got more concerned with how my character looks rather than how my character acts. You know.
Yeah, I felt like and now I completely get why Barbies were so popular back in the day. It's because I didn't have all the accessories that I wanted on my Guardian, so I just had to keep playing to earn some more. And I was contemplating just buying the stupid season pass or whatever, just so that I could get the Ingrams with the exotic pieces that I wanted.
No, Mom, it's an action figure. God.
That little niche or whatever, that's actually taken over a lot of games. Like a lot of games have like a huge part of them dedicated to cosmetics that you have to play the game to unlock.
It's cool to have a nice looking character, dude.
Or
it's
pay,
mostly
yeah.
pay. Yeah. It's mostly pay. They do it for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually another thing that I wanted to talk about at one point too, was just like the gaming landscape, what it's become now. You remember you used to just buy a game, and whether it was working or not, you know, you had it. Before, you would just buy the game, and whatever state it was in, that's what you had for the next year or two or a few months until you bought a new game. But now we've just gradually shifted towards the early access models to where the game starts off shit, people just review, bomb the crap out of it, and then eventually it gets better.
Yeah.
Like, what's that game? Warframe or that stupid No Man's Sky. It was the butt of everyone's joke in the gaming community.
Yeah, now people are saying it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I was one of those people that was just like, any opportunity I got to take a shot at it, I would just do it because I heard it was so bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, did you play it?
Oh yeah, I pre-ordered it. I played it on release, but see, I didn't watch any videos. So at first I was like, "This is a good game. Like, it was a cool space explorer." And then I looked at the reviews for it, and like I started seeing all the media of all the things they promised. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of booty." I just like space exploration games, but yeah.
Same thing happened with what is it? It was a space exploration sim mainly taking place in a ship. It was hyped up all across PC gaming. I'm trying to remember. Citizen? No, it's like a Renegade or something like that. Like, fuck.
EVE Online.
StarCraft.
That's a different topic of fucking disaster, but that's a different
Tell that to Diedrich. You love that game.
Well, I mean, that's
Star Renegades.
I think it's Star Renegades, yeah, or I think it's called something else.
Yeah, I think
Renegades of Stars.
This game isn't even out yet.
Yeah, it's a space exploration one that you know it mainly takes place in a ship, and it's just taken so long to.
I think it's Star Citizen. It has to.
Yeah, Star Citizen. Thank you. Yeah.
I already said that like 10 minutes ago.
So we've established that it's in space and it's sucked. Oh God, continue.
I actually heard something different. I'm a fucking idiot. Confirmed.
I feel that like these game developers, they're trying so hard to pander to the masses that they just make a very broad game that doesn't really have any like flavor, as you say. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I can't think of the last game that came out that was all right. It's all about indie games now, though.
Yeah, it really is.
The last few games that I've seen that I've actually shown interest in are ones that are just like not these AAA titles with huge budgets and stuff. It's stuff that I see on Humble Bundle or stuff that's gaining traction on Twitter. Like, hey, check out this game that's worked on by this little guy in Sweden that lives in his mom's basement, but this is all he's worked on for 20 years, and this is the fruit of his labor. It's just like a little square bouncing around a freaking map, and it's the best thing. Flappy Bird. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus. To answer your question, Ryan.
What's up?
Fire Emblem is a pretty good game. Because we somehow came back to the topic of games, and I actually really do enjoy this Fire Emblem. I bought it like 4 or 5 days ago, and I've already put like 30 hours into the game.
Okay.
Like literally.
Wow.
And
That's a day and 6 hours.
Yeah, like it's actually really good. I actually really enjoy it. The story is really good.
I got a question. Is the like character development kind of like, I want to say, the visual novel aspects, like kind of like actually like getting to know like other character personalities, is that integral to like the actual game itself, or is that kind of like just added on?
No, that's like always been part of the Fire Emblem series, where like you play as one character, and then you like essentially form bonds with all the other characters, because like when you form the bonds, your character and the other characters get like benefits from it. So just like you don't want to like, you can completely ignore that aspect and just like never talk to the other characters, but like yeah, fuck you. And but then like you make in game super hard to like to beat.
Right.
But like in this one, I think it's even more so, because in this game you're a teacher essentially, and you're teaching students. Like you have your own class.
Oh.
So like
Okay.
you and like they're like all nobles essentially, and they have like this. A lot of them have this aspect of like, oh, I'm a noble, I'm above commoners, even though like you teach at a school that does have commoners. Like there are some students that are commoners that somehow got in, and then like you can see that like one guy, his like whole entire like backstory is like he's a noble, he must act like a noble, like he must do noble things, like, oh, I must protect you because that's a noble aspect,
Yeah.
And the other people
That's
are like,
not him.
the other characters like, yeah, who cares? I'm a noble. We're just human beings. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You have skin, I have skin. Like, yeah, who cares?
Like, I'm tired of being the most humble person in the room. Can I just go in the corner and bet on horse races?
Exactly. But like, yeah, there's a lot of good character development in that game. Just even from what I've played so far,
I feel
which is
like
I'm not even halfway through, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no. The Fire Emblem games are super long too.
He's only had
That's a
30
good amount
hours
of
divided
content.
into it, Ryan. Give him some time.
And I still have to play the DLC, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been interested in it. It's just my issue with that is the same reason why I have issues with Persona, which is weird because I found like I'm finicky with that stuff. Because I enjoyed Persona 4. It's just like, I don't know. I've always been nervous about games that have styles with character development like that, like Mass Effect. I like Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 and even Mass Effect 1. Good games. It's just one of those things that
even Mass Effect 1, that was the best one.
But
I think I actually ended up playing that last.
Really?
Wasn't everyone pissed off about the ending of
Why?
Mass Effect 3?
Yeah, that's something I always forget. Like, people explain what happened and why people were angry, but it just doesn't stay in my head. I just think it's dumb. The thing that irritated me the most about it was the fact that they went and tried to fix it, when I believe that, regardless of if the ending was good or not, stick to your guns, man. I honestly lost a lot of respect for the people at those at BioWare, simply because they catered to the fans like that.
Yeah, I actually loved the Mass Effect games, all of them. I
Really?
didn't have a single problem with them. Yeah,
Even Andromeda.
Even with the ending of 3?
yeah, even the ending of 3. Well, see, I had someone explain it to me that they had waited like 12 years for the series to finish, and to have the game end with pretty much being left with 3 choices.
Yeah.
Right.
And that they didn't like that. But see, I played the whole series in the span of like 2 weeks. So like, it was over for me in a blink of an eye, and I really enjoyed the story it told, and even Andromeda was really well. I was entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that it wasn't a very good game, but it wasn't bad either. I heard like in the beginning it was really bad, but then they ended up patching it till it was tolerable.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like necessarily judge games off of good or bad, but like if a game leaves me entertained, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Lately, my taste of I got more. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Go for it.
My taste. My taste in games is really. I've been really veering towards stuff that I could just turn off my brain and just kind of play. Like the last game I purchased was. It was. Oh damn! I've already forgot what it was. Oh, Rage 2 on Steam. And I know there's a story behind it, but I've probably sunk in maybe 30, 40 hours into it. And I couldn't tell you the first thing about the story, because I literally just want to jump in and start shooting things. It's like I'm the type of person that just enjoys the visuals, the whole aesthetic, go boom, boom, drive. That's it. And I honestly wish I was the way I was when I was younger, to where I would be invested in stories and story elements of a game and whatnot. But I feel like there's just so much that I want to consume that I can't really focus on anything. So now it's just come down to what type of shooter do I want to play for 12 hours today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Yeah, no, I just feel like there aren't any good games nowadays with good story.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, I mean,
There are
Let's hope
exceptions.
that one.
that game's going to be good regardless because there's Keanu Reeves in it. So
No, it's not. It's good because you can customize your genitals.
Yes, my 19-inch
Oh,
long.
I heard
your
about
weapon of
that.
choice.
Jeez, man.
Wait till they start modding it. Don't shit. It's gonna be worse than
Exactly.
Skyrim.
That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh god.
Why are they going to try and mod something that's already perfect? They're gonna mod in sensors.
It's funny because beepy.
What I want to know is, are you going to be able to modify the placement of your genitalia? So am I going to be able to have 5 penises on my hand?
Are you gonna go like the unicorn route and just put a dick on your forehead?
Freddy Krueger, but beepies. Christ.
I mean, that's all I want out of a a noir sci-fi
I'm
shooter.
sorry, I have to say it. Edward Schmegma.
Oh no!
And that's how we never. That's the reason why I'll always pick up.
podcast.
That's why we'll never have Nick again on another podcast. Thanks, Nick. Now I have a reason.
It's nice having Nick on his first and last podcast.
Five more seasons of Nick. 10 more seasons.
We need to renew Nick's contract for our podcast.
It's gonna be a long road for us to get fucking monetized.
It's all right, Nick. We'll
If
go
we
and start
ever
our own
want
podcast. We're gonna start our own podcast, and it's gonna be covered in schmegma and with girls in it.
Oh no!
Oh yes,
We're doomed.
The things Ryan hates.
Man, you're gonna have a lot of material for that. Fucking Nick.
I gotta get this off my chest.
Go
All
for
right,
it.
Nick, hit us.
Okay.
By far, my favorite battle royale experience I have ever had was Players Unknown Battleground, like 2 or 3 years ago when it first launched. That
Okay.
was fun.
Was it because of the racism or?
that was
Dan coming in hot.
That was when battle royales were first getting popular. I think even before Fortnite, and it was just a pure experience. Like the only people who had battle royale experience were people coming from Minecraft servers. So it was just like a pure experience of people all being shit at battle royales. It was just a clown fiesta. Fucking PUBG.
Battlefield could have done it a long time ago. So.
PUBG was the first one I remember. I had very many great experiences with that game, just fucking around.
Yeah, PUBG was probably my first battle royale too, because the way I'd heard about it was there was a podcaster that I listened to, and he would just talk about random games that he was playing that week, and they were all talking about chicken dinners, and it was like an ongoing. I thought it was an ongoing joke.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is a chicken dinner? Yeah, and I thought it was just a stupid joke inside of that little Facebook group, and so I started seeing it pop up everywhere else, and so my stupid naive self was like, "Oh my god, this group is getting huge. We're starting to reach iFunny. We're on Reddit." Then they started talking about PUBG, and I was watching gameplay for it, and the the premise behind it was really appealing to me. The fact that you dropped in with literally nothing, and you had to scavenge for weapons and gear. And I think it also helped that I had just finished watching a movie. What was that? Was the movie also called Battle Royale, where it was a bunch of kids locked in the forest?
Hunger Games.
Well,
no.
Okay,
no. You're thinking of the actual movie Battle Royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale.
Japanese one.
Yeah.
That one's dope.
I think the Hunger Games is where the actual like American interest came from. If you want my honest opinion.
Well, I think my timeline for me was Hunger Games, Battle Royale, and then PUBG. So I watched the Hunger Games, and I thought they were a decent series of films. And then there were people saying, "Oh, this is a shitty knockoff of the good version of the good movie." And so I watched that movie, and then I started playing PUBG. Said, "Man, this is just like the movie, except there's a lot less Asian kids to kill."
You're just on the wrong server, man.
I'm afraid to go to that side. I like this one just fun.
Nick wasn't.
Hell no, I wasn't. Wait, what?
But no, that's still one of the things that's that I have little moments where even when I'm playing Warzone, that little thrill of finding the epic weapon or the super cool shotgun or the weapon that that you play the best with.
Yeah, that hit a dopamine.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like, yeah, sure, we can just go and play. We could just go play custom multiplayer or even the Plunder game mode and have our loadouts all set up for us. But just being able to go and scavenge and find just what you need, just the right tool to try to ensure victory. It's just such a thrill.
Yeah, I think that's the most enticing thing about it is the fact that it's literally you against everyone else or your team against everyone else. And I think the fact that it's on an open playing field like that, and it enables some of the most cutthroat shit ever.
Just that everybody starts off at the same on even playing ground. There's no excuses to where this person had a better loadout than me at the beginning. Obviously, he has more skill. Well, yeah, it's strictly down to skill. A person could dominate in the beginning with just a pistol if he's a good enough shot.
Yeah,
which isn't me.
I mean, neither. You've seen my gulags.
It's weird because I can, if I get the X19 in a gulag, I'll murk with it. But then, in the actual Warzone game, I'm just like a potato, and I'm shooting at the sun. I just don't know what happens. It's so weird.
Yeah, I think most battle royales have a huge issue with balancing. But I think Call of Duty has some of the most egregious balancing to deal with. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I think you guys have a lot more experience with battle royales than I do. I like Apex Legends weapons set, skill set a lot more than others. But
I will say they have the better ping system though.
Yeah, it lacks any intrigue. That's Apex Legends issue.
I mean, I just kind of switched my pinging system to Apex. I switched the buttons, made it easier for myself.
Well, that's pretty much the end of our episode. I've been your host, Ryan. You can again find me at Young Tyrant. My co-host, the internet's own Miggy D.
It's me. You can. Oh yeah. I think we forgot to plug the YouTube channel again last. Video, but you can find us on YouTube now. Yay! And like I said, we got copy striked already, so hopefully I can find some free music this time.
Hopefully
you can find us at Casual Setting Podcast.
Yeah, just search for the Casual Setting Podcast on YouTube, and all of our old stuff is still up on SoundCloud too.
As always, we always have Dan on deck, VTech.
You know me, I come out drifting.
And our newest guest, Nicholas.
Hey,
awesome, Nick.
Hey, it's the last you heard of me, so.
With that, we'll see you around later. Good night.
See you guys.
Good night.